The latest energy crisis may be over. Gasoline prices are down from summer highs, but voters say energy is still a critical issue.
I think that the fact that oil prices have come down so much means that there's not going to be the financing for the alternative energy programs that they're talking about.
They should have enough so we don't have to go overseas to the Middle East. We shouldn't be buying oil from them.
Both candidates want the U.S. to stop buying oil from unfriendly nations. Senator Obama says oil sales only help governments in Russia, Venezuela, and Iran.
So we've got to deal with that right away. That's why I've called for an investment of $15 billion a year over 10 years. Our goal should be, in 10 years' time, we are free of dependence on Middle Eastern oil.
Obama's plan would call for government investment in new technologies to harness power from the sun, wind, and oceans, for example.
It's only 3 meters in diameter.
Energy researchers like Rick Driscoll at Florida Atlantic University say that money could help.
It blows away any funding that's ever been given to renewables, so you'd see a lot more progress go forward. But it's still, if you look at the overall energy picture, still just a small fraction.
Projects like the one at FAU to harness energy from ocean currents could benefit under Obama's plan. Driscoll says whoever becomes the next president also needs to improve coordination between public and private sectors to develop alternative technologies and get them to the marketplace. Senator McCain also supports greater use of alternative energy. One proposal is to strengthen ties with Brazil, a world leader in ethanol.
I would eliminate the tariff on imported sugarcane-based ethanol from Brazil.
A centerpiece of McCain's campaign, however, is to encourage more domestic oil production, especially off the U.S. coastline.
We can offshore drill now. We've got to do it now. We will reduce the cost of a barrel of oil because we show the world that we have a supply of our own.
McCain would end more than 2 decades of restrictions on new offshore oil drilling. Obama also backs new drilling offshore, but only as part of a broader solution.
We only have 3 to 4% of the world's oil reserves, and we use 25% of the world's oil, which means that we can't drill our way out of the problem.
Jorge Piñón is an energy fellow at the Center for Hemispheric Policy in Miami. He says there is good reason for new offshore drilling, but not because politicians say it may lower gas prices.
That is totally wrong. Crude oil prices today are governed by world forces, world market forces, not only drilling in Florida. But the main issue for drilling offshore is strategic and is in the best national interest.
Voters will decide which approach appeals to them and which direction the U.S. energy sector will head in coming years. Brian Wagner, VOA News.